Hello students, I hope all of you fine. So let's discuss the Portrait of a Lady in details today. So the Portrait of a Lady written by Khuswant Singh here. So as I have told you in my last video, the story is narrates by Khuswant Singh in different phases here. And this is an autobiographical fiction. Autobiography means a life history written about himself. So the story is about Khuswant Singh's own childhood. So in childhood, how he used to live togetherly in the with his grandmother in the village, and what type of bond created between grandmother and grandson. That's beautifully highlighted in this story. So now I'm going to discuss from the first phase of the story. So the first phase of the story is what? As far the author mentioned, the first phase of the story is life in village. So the story begins in the village, and the author described the story. The beginning line of the story is like that: my grandmother is like everybody's grandmother. Means Khuswant Singh's grandmother is like everybody's grandmother. She is an old man, means she is a very old man, and her whole body is covered by crisscross wrinkles. So it is a quite natural one person become growing old. The fine lines or the dark circle, it's automatically created to one's faces or to the whole body. So as the author mentioned here, his grandmother also a very old man like everybody's grandmother, and she is a very fat, and she is slightly bent, and her whole hair transformed to silver color, and her whole body is covered by crisscross wrinkles. So this is the physical description about grandmother. And some people of Khuswant Singh neighborhood used to tell him that how grandmother was looked when she was young. Means grandmother was very beautiful when she was young. And that fact is hard to believe for the author here, because since the last 20 years he has seen his grandmother in the same physical condition. Means she is too old, and it does not grow more older. Means she would not be more older than what in what moment right now she was standing. So that's why the author was hard to believe whenever someone said that once she was young, once she has also husband, once she was very pretty, and once she also passes her normal life like other people. That thing was quite unbelievable for the author. And in the first paragraph of the chapter, the author has given a brief description about his own grandfather. So his own grandfather portrait, means the photograph, was hanging in the mantelpiece of their drawing room. So in that photograph, grandfather wore a loose fitting clothes and a big turban on his head, and his the white beard covered the best part of his chest. So ultimately that picture or that portrait reflect that grandmother also 100 years old. And it seems like that the grandfather has lots of grandchildren and granddaughter, because it looks exactly like the 100 years old. So in one person transformed to 100 years old, maybe he has a lots of grandchildren and granddaughter. So whenever someone observed that portrait, it gives notion and idea to that observer that maybe grandfather also have lots of grandchildren, and he is near about 100 years old. So this is a brief description about grandfather. So after that, Khuswant Singh's grandmother used to tell him some stories and some games which she used to play when she was a child. And it also here, when the author came to know about that one's grandmother also used to play like other children, it seemed just like the fable for the author. Fable means the story of the saint. So the author compared her grandmother part of all those time with the fables here, because it is also quite unbelievable for the author here. So this is the first paragraph description about the story. So in the second paragraph, again the author narrates about his own grandmother. So how grandmother looks exactly? Grandmother is a fatty woman. She is slightly bent, and she is a very religious woman. She used to hobble the whole household by resting one hand on her waist and another one hand of the grandmother, always busied by telling the beads of rosary. So in the second paragraph of the story, it gives idea to us that grandmother is a very religious woman. So she, being a religious woman, she always counted the beads of rosary. So as much she count the beads, that much she chanted the God's name. So that's why she was always busied herself by her lips always busied by chanting the God's name. So inaudible prayer she used to pray every morning till her sleep at night. And an author compare his grandmother's looks with the winter landscape of the mountain. And so why the author compare his own grandmother with winter landscape? Because during the winter season the whole mountain was covered by the snow. So we cannot see the exact figure of the mountain during the winter season. So in the same way, grandmother, very pale and puckered face was covered by under the silver cloaks. Means she used to wear the white clothes and her hair transformed to the silver color. So ultimately, from the distance, when someone observed the grandmother, they first of all they would able to see only the cover of that silver cover. And if someone observed very patiently, then one can see the pale and puckered face of the grandmother. So that's why the author compared his own grandmother with the winter landscape. And grandmother is the symbol of peace and contentment, exactly like the color white is the symbol of peace and contentment, and grandmother also the symbol of peace and contentment, as the author mentioned here. So this is the description about the second paragraph. So now I'm going to discuss the first phases of the story, that is life in village. So what happened in the village? Let's talk about it. So in village, you see, grandmother and grandson constantly used together when grandson or the author's parents went out to settle in the city. So till they are settling down in the city, at that moment grandmother and grandson used to live togetherly in village house. So in village, what happened? Their lifestyle is totally different. So in real sense, their relationship is what? Grandmother and grandson. So that grandmother and grandson relationship ultimately transformed to a good friendship. A good bond created between them. They became the good friends to each other. So grandmother is a very caring woman. She is a very loving woman. She completely take care of his grandson. Means the author or the grandson is brought up under the tender care of grandmother. Grandmother used to get him ready for the school, and while she bathed and dressed to the author before moving to the school, at that moment she used to sing the prayer song in a monotonous sing-song manner. So why grandmother used to sing the prayer song before her grandson? So she hoped that her grandson would learn it by heart from his grandmother. But in that case, Khuswant Singh, or the grandson, he loved to hear the voice of his grandmother, but he never bothered to learn whatever the grandmother tried to teach him. So after dressed up, finally what happened? Grandmother make one bundle and hand it over to the grandson. So what are the things inside that bundle? One slate, one yellow chalk, one earthen ink pot, and all the thing he tied up together and handed over to her grandson. And after all those, grandmother used to give one type of breakfast to her grandson. So that breakfast is the chapati and by using some butter on it and spreading some sugar on that chapati, and that type of breakfast used to give grandmother to her grandson just before moving to the school. And whenever they were completely get ready for the school, just before moving towards the school, just few moments before, grandmother took some chapati along with her for the street dog. And finally their journey begins towards the school. And as I told you, grandmother is a very religious woman, so she used to visit the temple always. And she always accompanied along with her grandson towards the school. Why? Because the school is attached with the temple. So the temple priest used to teach Khuswant Singh and other children in the veranda, and inside the temple grandmother used to sit and read the scriptures. Scriptures means the holy book of one particular religion, maybe Gita, Ramayana, or maybe Khuswant Singh being a Punjabi writer, they belongs to Sikh community. Maybe Khuswant Singh grandmother read inside the temple the Guru Granth Sahib. So I forgot, is it called the Granth Sahib? Yeah. So Khuswant Singh grandmother used to read inside the temple the scriptures, and Khuswant Singh was taught by the priest of the temple the alphabet and the morning prayers. So whenever they have complete their daily routine or the daily timetable of the school, and grandmother also at the same time finish up her reading, and finally they get ready to return back towards their home. And right moment what happened, in front of the temple gate there were always waited by the street dog. So why the street dogs waited for them? Because grandmother always used to throw them the pieces of chapati which she always brought from her household. So the street dogs were growling and fighting each other to get that pieces of the chapati, and they follow till to their household. Whose household? Khuswant Singh and grandmother household, by fighting each other. So this is the first phase of the author and grandmother's life in the village. So in brief, in village, a good bond of friendship started between grandmother and grandson. They became the good friend to each other. They are emotionally connected. They are physically connected. Grandmother always get him ready for the school. Grandmother used to get him from the wake. Grandmother used to give him the breakfast, and grandmother taken care all the means she used to give all the amenities and all the facilities exactly like a mother towards her grandson. And at the same time grandmother used to help him in his studies also. So like that they attach each other, they became close each other, and a good friendship created between them. So in this video I am stopping here. So in next video I continue from the second phases of life, that is life in city. Actually all the part in a video not possible to describe in front of you due to some technical problem. So that's why I'm stopping here. So on my next video I upload other part of the story. And for today I'm stopping here. Hope you enjoy the video and try to cover up your syllabus. Thank you.